What up, Ken? Welcome to Bar Vibes at Bryce the Fourth, giving out raw reaction and rocking with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people in the noise, but that's the point because without the people, hey, what is the point? Embrace them vibrations. We got them birds getting it the fuck done this week. Getting it done in Philly against a team that doesn't even play in the state that says it's on their helmets. It's on their whatever. Don't want to hear it. Second play from scrimmage, and you get Saquon, the Truth Barkley, running it in. I thought it was a very interesting stat. He has 9 touchdowns in the regular season of 60 plus. He is second with OJ the Juice. I don't want to talk about OJ, but he has the second most running touchdowns over 60 yards behind Adrian Peterson, which is crazy. A lot of people want to talk about how maybe they're better off with A.J. Brown. You're a fucking fool. You're a fool. If you tell me you don't watch football and say that to somebody's face, you're stupid. Jalen Hurts had a very efficient game, 15 to 20, 4 tutties. Dallas Goedert, 28 yards, 2 tutties. Jahan Dotson with the head top. And Smitty just route running out of his ass. He was open all day. All day. Jalen Carter gets his first sack of the year. Eagles, finish with 5 sacks on the day. It was never a question. It was just a matter of when. And they did it. I'm friends with a lot of Giants fans, and they're not making any excuses. I just hate the fact that a lot of them are like, oh, he could be better. The man said, Jackson Dart, that he models his game after Jalen Hurts, and as he should, because he's a fucking winner. Eagles are 6-2 going into the bye, and they're gonna get Nolan Carter back. I heard a lot of, the referees were... No. All right, sure. I will give you this. That was a fumble when they took the ball out of his hands on the tush push. I fucking hate calling it that, but that's what it is, what the media wants to call it. But then you also get the strip sack that was called back on the Eagles. You also get the pass interference that they said wasn't a pass interference on Slayton. It was. If you put your hands out pushing away from a DB, it's pass interference. Either way, you lost. You lost. Looking for revenge. They lost. EAGLES, Eagles. Eagles go into the bye 6-2, get a little break. I love that Saquon was saying, hey, we need a little break from each other, which is, you spend all this time with each other, you probably need a little break. Jackson Dart, hey, listen, I'm a fan of football. He is doing very well. This is their future. He's missing his number 1 receiver. And Scatterboo, that injury was trash. I like Scatterboo, and I've said it on this channel. I wish that Eagles would have drafted him because he's a great change of pace back. But, it happens. At the end of the day, top of the table. Go Birds. Vikings-Chargers. The Chargers, I love seeing the Chargers wearing the navy blue because LT LaDainian Tomlinson is one of my favorite players ever. And even watching them on TV, I was like, who is this? Oh, shit, that's the Chargers. Herbert was very efficient. It was a very balanced game. They had 204 yards on the ground total. And Gatson, their tight end, was lighting it up, especially in the first quarter. And I think the biggest thing from this game for the Vikings that Carson Wentz is fucked up. The Vikings, they just didn't want to say that he has a torn labrum. You could see him holding onto his shoulder. He was fucked up. And it's an excuse for them not playing J.J. McCarthy because they don't want to play him because he's not as good as they thought he was going to be. So they keep sending out Carson Wentz, and he's clearly hurt. Jets and Bengals. Jets get a win. Jets get a win. I've been shying away from trying to talk to one of my really good friends who's a Jets truther. He's been a Jets fan. Shout out to Alex Nippon. And the story going to this game was that Justin Fields said he cried in his closet because his owner threw him under like 16 buses. Not one bus, not two buses, like multiple buses. And he came out making all the reads, making all the throws, even without his best receiver, Garrett Wilson, not in the game. He had 244 yards. And he was like, hey, I got to nut up or shut up. And he did. Aaron Glenn did not. He made sure that Aaron Glenn, the head coach, made sure I'm not gonna make this about him. We need a win. They gotta win. Breece Hall said it was time. He did like it's the time thing. 2 touchdowns. Joe Flacco tried to hold them afloat, and he was running for first downs. He's 41 years old. The Bengals defense is historically bad. They, in the last 3 years, the offense has scored more than 38 points and lost 5 of them. Something needs to change over there. But Jets finally won. Chiefs and Commanders. I saw this coming a mile away because Jaden Daniels holds this team up. Whether he's running, doing too much, throwing, not getting down, it doesn't matter. He holds this team up, and he's not there. They're going to lose, and they lost terribly. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Chiefs because the Chiefs are in full form right now. I said it last week. They got their weapons back. Patrick Mahomes making jump passes and doing all. Sure. Kelsey in prime form. I think that he might. Kelsey might retire after this year, but Dan Quinn was too aggressive on plays where they could have just kicked field goals and been in the game, and they went forward on 4th downs and could have had way more points, and they didn't. But that's okay because you don't have your franchise quarterback in the game. You got to take some chances. The Chiefs are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Cowboys and Broncos. The Broncos are putting the league on notice. Bo Nix, just a gamer. I don't know how many times I have to say it when I talk about it on this show. He is a gamer. I'm a believer. And they have a lot of young receivers in Denver just making plays. Franklin he had 2 touchdowns. Harvey with 3. And they finally get 100 yards out of J.K. Dobbins. They were talking about, the Broncos were talking about shopping for a running back. But a healthy J.K. Dobbins you're okay. Dak back to making mistakes. 2 picks. You throw a pick to a fucking D tackle who ran it 50 yards down the field. Yeah, absolutely not. I saw CeeDee Lamb run the laziest route I've ever seen. He ran around the D tackle and he was just jogging. It was weird. They're last, the Cowboys, they should be last in the NFC East. And my favorite thing from this is listening to this. Tony Romo sounded so sad. So sad. Sad as shit. He said, the worst thing I regret is never bringing a champion. You were never bringing a championship to Dallas. That was never going to happen. They lost by 22. Are they still them boys? I would say no. The Colts. Now, shout out to Daniel if you're listening to this. The Colts is the best team in the NFL. Yes, they have not played a lot of great teams, but they're handling business. Jonathan Taylor has had 3 touchdowns in 3 straight games. First time it's ever happened in NFL history. Wow. They figured out the formula, which is Jonathan Taylor run the football very well and just give Daniel Jones time. They did that with the Giants when Saquon was there, and it was his Pro Bowl year. Jonathan Taylor might win MVP. If they give it to him, I'm going to be pissed because he's not having just the year that Saquon had, but he's having a really good year. And for the Titans, they need a number 1 receiver, and they just need more time for Cam Ward. It bothers me that the Titans have a receiver named DK, because every time they say it, I think it's DK Metcalf, but his last name is actually DK, D-I-K-E, not Dyke. Don't do this. Don't do this. I know people who... It's not Dyke. The Bears and the Ravens. I'm sorry. Caleb Williams is very, very, very inconsistent. His play at the end of the first half where he ran for like 20 yards, but he didn't get out of bounds. Just terrible time management. And then on the other side, Tyler Huntley, shout out to Snoop, managed the game very well. You get 2 touchdowns out of King Henry, and they win the game. It's weird seeing the Ravens with only 2 wins in 7 games. You don't have Joe Burrow in your division playing well. Steelers are not playing that great, I guess. But you can build on this if you're the Ravens. Bucs and Saints. The Bucs offense wasn't as great as the score shows. They got stopped on the goal line 7 times. They kept running it up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, and just wouldn't stop. But the Saints are fucking awful. It's about time to bench Spencer Rattler, and the Bucs might have a free ride to the playoffs. I'm so short in these analysis because I'll get to that. The Packers and the Steelers, I feel like the whole Packers team took smelling salts at halftime and were like, hey, wake the fuck up. Wake up. Aaron Rodgers is back to Charlie check down. He doesn't want to throw it down the field because he doesn't trust his receivers. And Jordan Love is a smart quarterback. He does take his chances. Just like last year, he had a lot of interceptions, but he's trusting his monster tight end in Taylor Kraft. And it was natural tight end day. He was showing up. Steelers just didn't get it done. Packers were on their they you talk about like we went into the locker room and make some adjustments. They didn't really make any adjustments. They were just being more disciplined and being more responsible. So, yeah. Browns and the Patriots. Drake May leads the league in passing percentage. But he's throwing the ball downfield. He's not throwing like little 3 yards or little 4 yards. No, he is throwing the ball. Still leads the league in passing percentage. The game opened up after halftime for the Pats. And in this game, I feel bad for Myles Garrett. But then I don't. You had a chance to leave, and you didn't because they gave you $40 million a year. And then you still want to criticize the fact that you're not winning. You could have left. He had 5 sacks, most in franchise history for a single game. He was sitting at the end of the bench, moping. You did not have to be there. So I feel bad because your team's trash, because Dylan Gabriel, not great. I'm sorry, Dylan Gabriel, bad. He's small, and I can say that because I'm a small guy. Not doing very well. The intentional grounding in the end zone, there was nobody there. He just looks so sad, and I get why he looks sad, but you chose to be there, buddy. Niners in Houston. C.J. Stroud will carve you up if you give him time, and they gave him time. He's missing his weapons. His number one receiver, Nico Collins, was out. Still poised. And I feel like the Houston Texans were giving Nick Chubb like just pity carries for no reason. I don't know why, but they did. Because Woody Marks was clearly better. And the Niners are very injured. I know they missed Brock Purdy. They only missed Brock Purdy because they gave him a lot of money. But Mac Jones, clearly injured as well. No Nick Bosa. No Warner. I get it. But Mac Jones was in hell. He was hurt, clearly hurt. Still sent him out there. And he gets paid to play football. Houston may not be on a track to do anything, but it's a good get-right game. Dolphins and the Falcons. The Falcons looked even more stagnant with Kirk Cousins. I thought that this was going to be a game, and I bet on the Falcons. I thought this was going to be a game for Kirk Cousins to be like, hey, this is why you should have started me. Nope. Absolutely not. No. They forced the Dolphins did, into not running with their best player, with Bijan. He had 14 rushing yards. Tua woke up with a swollen eye. The man was wearing sunglasses. He put a visor on his helmet. He was literally like this. One eye. Carved him up for 4 touchdowns. I saw a couple plays where it could have been an interception. I mean, they weren't caught, but whatever. The Falcons are the biggest hot and cold team. You see the Falcons win by 20, lose by 20. Win by 30, lose by 25. I don't know what the fuck to think about them. They had a chance to run away with the division. They're not doing it. As for Tua and the Dolphins, I don't know who believes in who, whether it's Tua believing in his, coaching staff, or whether it's the coaching staff believing in Tua. I don't fucking know, man. It's weird. The Bills and the Panthers, it was Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's been in the league for 14 years. What are you going to do? It gets into a situation with Andy Dalton where you can't take a sack. He took a sack. It was 40-3. This week we had one game that was decided by one score, and it was the Jets and the Bengals. Every single game other than that, double digits. Double digits. Boring. To round it up, the Sixers 3-0 start. Hopefully they get it at 4-0 today. They play the Wizards. If they lose to the Wizards, they're gonna be pissed. VJ Edgecombe with the second most points to start a season with 34, other than Wilt. It is Maxi's team now. I understand that Joel Embiid is still on the team, but it's Maxi's team now. World Series, 18 innings. I laughed because my wife was like, she was upset with me because I watched the first game, and it was like a 3-hour game, and I was like, this is what playoff baseball looks like. And then last night, I stopped watching in the 8th. Woke up this morning, 18. Damn. I'll end it with this. If you don't want to talk about people taking food, like, physically, like, I'm hungry, then give them food. Otherwise, whose fault is it? It's spooky season out here. Enjoy your Halloween. Big ups to the first day. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. Go Birds.